Good morning, everyone. I am Juliet Highland, and I don't know when you're watching this, but it's just a couple of days before Christmas, so I have my Mrs. Claus Christmas mug full of coffee here, which I need because, as the title of this video states, I got my script for my next Harlequin book, so I'm cranking that out on my holiday, getting all the caffeine, and getting moving on that. Except, nope. There are no scripts. There was a video that went viral. It's been a couple weeks ago now. I was in the Deadline Cave when all of it happened, where a young woman went to a bookstore and she found a whole area of Harlequin books. And she said, "Oh, they're all AI books and everything." I'm not playing that video for you here. She took it down after several Harlequin authors kind of let her know, "Hey, just so you know, I know the covers are bright. They are very, very bright. And the titles can seem kind of over the top by design. But these are, in fact, very much not AI or AI written books. As a matter of fact, my contracts state that I cannot submit anything, nor would I want to submit anything that is put out by AI. But I did want to talk a little bit about the whole idea of the script, because it is something that I have heard many times in the years that I have been writing for Harlequin. I actually had a man on a plane one time told me that he could absolutely write everything that Harlequin wanted when they gave him the script. He would do it better than the script that they gave him, and it would be amazing. And I legitimately told him, there is no script. It has to come out of your head, and do it. I've actually found that that's the best response to give to people when they say, "Well, that's so easy, I could do it in a week." I'm like, great. Let me know when it publishes. I will shout your name to everyone that I can find. Because the truth is that is very much not the case. I don't know of anywhere outside of if you are ghostwriting, and there are some ghostwriting companies that put out books under the specific author's name and are ghostwritten. I remember being fairly heartbroken to find out that that's what goes on with the Nancy Drew books. Heartbroken because I was a little girl who truly believed that she could meet the author of Nancy Drew, not because those are written by multiple different people. But for the most part, if you are writing for a trad publishing company, your ideas are gonna be yours. I think sometimes it can be easy to pick on category romance because people think that, with the brightly covered pictures and the titles, Beauty and the Brooding CEO, being over the top, that somehow that makes them less than. These books have a giant fan base. Harlequin right now has 11 categories. I write for 2 of them. So I write for the romance line. It's called Romance here in the United States. It's actually the True Love line overseas. This one comes out on the 24th. So this is a Christmas Eve book that comes out. If you're tired of Christmas stuff on Christmas Eve to Christmas Day, this is a gothic retelling of Beauty and the Beast. It is not Christmas at all. It was a lot of fun. She drives up a snowy mountain and then gets snowed in with the billionaire kind of thing. I also write for the medical line. So this is Fake Dating the Vet, because veterinarians are considered medicals. So I write a couple of veterinarian books every once in a while. I kind of slip them in with what I would call my more traditional medical. So like this one's an ER doctor versus a vet and a vet tech. Mostly because anytime that I can throw a dog or 2 and a couple of spicy kitties into a book, I am going to do it. I'm going to get away with it. So let's talk scripts and how I get my ideas. I get my ideas from a whole host of things, and so do all of the authors that write for Harlequin, Mills & Boon. So this one literally is, what if Banksy, the street graffiti artist, was a pent-up, repressed billionaire whose father hated the fact that what he wanted to do was be an artist. This one was, what if you waited so long to go to tell your best friend that you weren't actually bringing a +1? In a fit of panic, you asked your coworker if he wanted to pretend to be your fake date to a wedding, and he said yes, and suddenly you guys were hitting it off and having an absolutely grand time. And this one, which is one of my favorites to talk about, is so this is the second book in a duet. The first book was A Princess Lottery. In this book, the king that is on that cover, which I always say, I think he looks kind of like a sexy Jafar once you see it in the purple. His brother chooses a bride from the Princess Lottery out of a glass bowl. He takes two names, they're twin sisters, that are in a hat. He throws them in a hat because they had the most entries into the Princess Lottery, and he figures what's better than being a princess than being a queen. Except he chooses one of the names. He actually doesn't choose the heroine's name, and she steps in for her twin sister. And then they end up falling in love. You can kind of find your ideas from anything, as long as the story fits within the framework of the category. It can be considered. That being said, if it doesn't fit within one of the 11 categories, that doesn't mean that it can't be published. It just means it's probably not going to be in one of those categories for Harlequin. I am actually teaching a class called Writing Short for the Win, How to Write Category Romance. It's up on Writer U. I'll drop a link for registration down below, where we're actually going to talk about how to write a category romance and how to get that really tight and short idea down and into a digestible format for that first category romance. But what I will tell you is that while I am going to talk about kind of how it's done, how I figure out a heroine and a hero that people will root for, how you design a story to fit in one of the specific categories, I am not going to give any of them a script for how to follow it, because there is no such thing as getting a script to write any of these books. All of these behind me came out of my head. There are other authors. Maisie Yates, I think, just recently wrote her 150th book for Harlequin. All of them came out of Maisie's head, which is amazing. I can't even, I'm like, wow. Maybe one day I will get there, but 150 is like, oh, way to go, Maisie. So the next time you hear someone talking about, they probably just got a script, or I bet they get an outline, or those titles, yeah, the titles are over the top. It lets the reader know exactly what you're going to get when you are reading one of these books. There is no mistaking the fact this is a one-night stand with her best friend, and then they fall in love. Readers that really want that kind of One Night with Consequences story, and it is not for everyone. Not everybody wants a One Night with Consequences. Will gobble up knowing this title is exactly what they want. Fake dating is huge. This is going to let you know right away. You're getting a fake dating trope. So, yeah, the titles are a little bit on the nose sometimes. But that's just because that's what readers want. And Harlequin and Mills and Boon are giving the readers what they want. So, again, interested in writing category romance? Come chat with me next August and we'll kind of talk about how it's done. But the idea that anyone is getting a script to write these books is completely false. Thanks. Have a great day.